The mobile client for Twitch is, I feel like, getting worse.
Oh yeah, it's fucking bad.
Like, I feel like it's actually getting worse. It used to be, like, better than the actual client, and now I feel like it's...
Alright, I've started streaming.
Sorry that this was actually way shorter than I thought it would be, but sometimes that's just how things are.
Alright,
yeah.
we got 7 minutes left of this run.
Oh, shit. You're live. I shouldn't.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did burp directly into the camera. Are you happy with yourself? Happy with yourself, bud?
You don't need to shame me. Oh, you got a Chivo.
Yeah. No, see, as far as, Vampire Survivors likes are concerned, I think this is a pretty good one. Because, it's going for a very intentional Diablo 1 aesthetic. And I think that's funny.
So here's the weird thing that I know about Curse Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
When you finally go back to that. I played the Wii version of Curse Mountain.
Yeah, that's the version that game was made for. The PC version was a port that only came out in Europe, and I bought on Amazon for $5.
I actually
digitally.
thought that I thought the Wii version of the game was pretty good, like novel in some ways, and it's a slow burn in terms of like the actual story, but I thought it was actually kind of cool. I remember like that game was done by the Vienna Deep Silver team, which is an amalgam of the Rockstar Vienna team, the Manhunt people, and then also like the Xbox. Like they were the port studio for the longest time. They did all of those Max Payne console ports for Remedy. So I seem to recall, like, the backstory for Deep Silver Vienna is that they were originally Rockstar Vienna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they were the point person for Manhunt 2. And they were in charge of Manhunt 2. And then at some point, that project got very problematic.
A word?
Especially like the Wii version of the game. And they ended up just saying, okay, how about we close down Vienna? And if I recall correctly, like Take-Two closed down Vienna, all of its facilities, and fired all of their employees without prior notice.
That seems illegal to do in Europe.
Like, I recall people talking about, it was one of the earliest examples of I being exposed to this, like, developers writing blog posts or social media posts about, like, going to work and then being turned by security. And that's how they found out that they had been fired.
Yeah, that's a really shitty way to do things. That's my hot take.
We got development of Manhunt 2 was shifted to Rockstar London. Rockstar Vienna founder, Nikki Labor, described the closure as, quote, completely fair, noting that the severance packages offered by Rockstar exceeded the legal minimum. Ah, yeah, because if you pay people, I guess you can get away with that. Okay, so Deep Silver, yeah. Just trying to figure out, like... Deep Silver's technically still safe with all of this Embracer stuff, right?
So I don't remember if Deep Silver was folded into THQ Nordic or not.
I'm gonna look this up. Oh, they weren't a part of the... Okay, they're a subsidiary. Oh, they're a part of Koch Media, and not Koch Brothers. Oh, wait. Koch Media is a part of Embracer. Alright, I'm getting dizzy just looking at this, Brayden.
Yeah, oh, you mean org charts?
Okay, so this is Koch Media, formerly known as Koch Media, now known as PlayOn.
PlayOn, yep.
PlayOn?
Yeah, it's the worst way to spell PlayOn.
So are they owned by... Yeah, they're owned by Embracer. They're in charge of Deep Silver, Prime Matter, and Raven's Court. They also have an anime division. Oh, this is also the division that has Flying Wild Hog.
Okay.
God, but when's the last time we heard from them, other than Shadow Warrior 2?
Shadow Warrior 3.
I guess Evil West came out, and people like Evil West, right?
No, they put out a game fairly recently, I thought. Am I hallucinating that?
You might be thinking of a...
People Can Fly made Outriders?
No, we're not talking about People Can Fly. We're talking about Flying Wild Hog.
Yeah. And then, let's see, what's the other People Can Fly split-off studio that is also, like...
I mean, they're all owned by Devolver at this point, so whatever, right?
I mean, aren't we all owned by Devolver?
I would hope not.
You're gonna see me in a Devolver press conference at some point, and I'm gonna do a funny skit about NFTs. On the other hand, the bit they did with the fucking mascot, the fake mascot character...
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And his giant hand.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah.
I forget. Deck 13.
Yeah.
They're not Embracer. They're owned by a different holding brand.
They're owned by some German holding company.
I'm gonna look this up.
And not to be confused with Deck 9, who are making the Life is Strange sequel.
Focus Entertainment. Okay, so Deck 13 is owned by Focus Entertainment, which also owns .emu. Okay, that's how I knew that they have... Yeah, okay, fine. The people who don't like .emu...
I mean,
weird.
They're no Code Mystics. Or, Digital Eclipse.
I think they do fine jobs. Their weird insistence in always including weird scan lines to their emulation work is whatever.
The thing is, the people like fucking scan line filters, and I don't understand them.
Whatever. Whatever.
Anyway.
I'm just so confused. Like the state of Embracer at this point.
It's 3 different holding companies now because.
But we still they're still playing around with. I give up. I give up. I'm gonna stop.
Playing IP tag. Who owns which?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Who
just,
knows?
I don't care. I don't actually care. I don't actually care.
Anyway, that was Halls of Torment. Now it's time for
Cursed Mountain.
Cursed Mountain.
So I remember there was a bit of controversy associated with this game. If its depiction of like Tibetan Buddhism,
legally non-distinct Himalayan Buddhism.
If it was legally non-distinct enough to not necessarily get away with it, but
yeah.
Is it or is it not guilty of like slight yellow panic, yellow peril stuff?
There's a little bit of like, not sure about this, Chief. I think it's a fucking amazing premise. Yeah. Honestly, for a horror game, just like, no, you don't have enough oxygen.
Well, this is a real thing that happens, is like, people are like, oh, I'm gonna go to this place of prayer, and I'm not gonna prepare myself for it, and then I'm dead.
Yeah. Anyway. I'm this vaguely Northern English Scottish man.
I'll say this, based off of what I'm seeing from here, this version of the game looks slightly better than the Wii version of the game.
Yeah.
It started in school. Carried on when he started to climb. Everyone compared him to me.
Everyone compared him to me. And I'll break his fucking legs if he thinks he's better than me.
So, this is your second time playing this?
Yes. I did a boss fight against Avdol Stan from JoJo. That's my joke.
Do you think that do you think this counts as a Cthulhu game?
No.
It's just Tibetan Buddhism?
Yeah, aren't, like, all of the monsters are, like, from Buddhist folklore. Anyway, I'm using my axe gun.
Which just, I think it doesn't need to be said more than it needs to, but I'm just gonna say, these mini-games were a bit frustrating on the Wii.
You're telling me maybe a little bit easier to do with a mouse?
Yeah.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? How are we gonna look back on the nunchuck, Wii mouse, Wiimote control scheme?
I mean,
are we gonna view it as like a all-time
people
lie?
Hate a waggle. It's not a lie.
Enough on his own.
Was it fraudulent?
No. It worked well enough for games that were developed around
by Nintendo.
By Nintendo, or games that like had effort put into them. I don't think it's fair to say, like, hey, guess what? Modern VR stuff, like, the motion control tech in modern VR stuff is incredible.
Mm-hmm. We got there kind of.
And you got there from the Wii.
I don't know if I'm...
like, even the Switch Joy-Cons are pretty good.
Maybe I was too hard on him.
I don't know.
Pushed him too much.
I don't want to say a lot of positive things about Meta, but boy howdy, our big daddy Zuck really spending billions of dollars to solve a lot of problems with VR is actually led to the technology getting significantly better.
Yeah, no one cares about it still. And now that the metaverse is dead, because everyone's on fucking AI and somehow crypto again.
No, I don't think that I'm ready to discount the metaverse. I do think that Facebook's original notion of the metaverse is
we already live in the metaverse, man.
I think that Facebook has made a determination that everyone in VR has made, which is work productivity. It's probably useful for that, and for certain industries like medical research and just simulating surgeries, they'll probably make money there. But it's all an enterprise, and the consumer side of VR, it's basically a dessert. It's just getting people accustomed to the technology so as that they put up less resistance to it when it starts appearing in situations. Yeah, I always like the idea that you get the sense that the ghosts that are attacking you are like people who are like you, yippy-dippy hippies that made this exact pilgrimage and didn't successfully complete it. You're right. It's a great premise.
It's genuinely like more video games need to do alpine horror.
Yeah. I think the mechanic, you're right, going up in altitude and losing oxygen.
And like the idea that like this guy's like, I have no fucking idea what's real anymore because I'm hallucinating.
I also just think that like the idea of this guy's a dipshit.
Yeah.
He's a very realistic.
Yeah, and his brother stole some sort of ancient Himalayan artifact and angered their gods.
But yeah, this dipshit went into this very hostile environment completely unprepared for it, and now you're dealing with that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you could make a version of, like, Into the Wild, but a horror game. But the premise is what is real, what is not real.
Here's how I feel about Into the Wild.
That guy got what he got.
That
guy got what he deserved.
Christopher McCandless, was a dumb motherfucker in his 20s who tried to find himself. Oh god, Magician Red!
I think it is a shame that there are actual people who tried to reenact or do his same route, and that has caused like the National Park Service to need to rescue people multiple times. I think that is
will be different between Frank and me.
Genuinely the worst.
We could be friends again.
Also, not to diminish what you're doing, but I am also watching Jan cook cookies.
So peaceful, but everyone's dead.
Like, there... In true, trying to find, the good in this, like, I cannot accuse this game of being shovelware. Right? I don't think it's great. It clearly, was not developed on the biggest budget, to put it lightly. Like, it's not good, but...
Like, do you know what this reminds me of? It really does remind me that with with the demise, though, with Game Pass, I feel like we're starting to see the resurgence of the B-tier game. I miss B-tier horror games. Like, honestly made, non-ironic B-tier horror games. And I don't mean all of those dog shit Steam horror games that I keep seeing VTubers play.
Yep. Specifically, like, those Japanese ones that are, like, all made by the same guy. That...
Like, I miss this type of B-horror.
I mean, yeah. Thankfully, there's a decent, retro revival scene for a lot of stuff. But yeah, like, I want more... Where is my modern equivalent of Cold Fear? With its boat physics.
I'm ready for it this time. Some kind of ritual. Huge birds coming. Cutting begins. Caught in the bardo. The goddess is undecided. That's it then. Sounds like I'm in for some hard knocks. But if the goddess is still undecided, there's hope for Frank. Presuming I haven't gone stark raving mad. Climate log. 18,200 feet. I'm in the terraced fields above Chiaku, heading for Nien Di Book Monastery. I'm hoping to find Lama Todpa up there. Meanwhile, the valley below is covered in mist. Hard to believe that everyone down there is dead.
Brrr!
Close call. Those rocks. Really pushed.
Hold on. I gotta, before I keep playing, I need to set my refresh rate back down to 60 hertz because it's, flickering like fucking crazy right now. Nope, that didn't fix it. That made it worse. Well, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. You're not. You at home. But yeah, I think it's around the time of year for me to start asking people, like, what should I focus on to have any sort of hashtag discourse.
Are you ready for the onslaught of this year's Game of the Year discourse?
Yeah, I'm ready for people to correctly put Astrobot where it belongs. Somewhere in the top 5. Although, the take that Astrobot is actually a graveyard of corpses that you are exhuming is one that I sort of agree with. It's just really fucking unfortunate that game is like a celebration of a bunch of dead IP, most of which wasn't from Sony in the first place. Yeah, but that Metaphor ReFantazio getting some very high reviews. But as we kind of discussed in the Discord, it's one of those things where...
Something went wrong.
Shut up, Siri!
I don't trust any.
You don't trust mainstream critical discourse on JRPGs?
Not just JRPGs, but specifically Atlas at this point.
People give Atlas the level of
they give Atlas the treatment that I feel like Square Enix
Square got in the 90s and aughts.
Yeah.
I can accept that.
Point.
It's just like
I wonder. I wonder when is Atlas gonna make its money?
The problem is they also just, you know, even when you have games like Soul Hackers 2, which don't necessarily review super well,
those games still have, like, they know their niche audience. And
anyway, the Atlas game I actually want to play the most from this year is still, I need to play more SMT5 Vengeance. Because, it turns out the thing that I needed in my life was not, was actually just main series SMT.
So, Brayden, I guess we'll do this.
Yeah.
Let's do some news. Color me surprised that apparently Creative Assembly's non-RTS studios
Yeah, they
were
didn't.
not as
They apparently
toasted as
did
we
not
thought they
fire
were.
their entire console division.
I was pretty sure after Hyenas that they were all gone.
Or maybe
but
they
apparently
just
not.
rehired some of those people in like a whoops-a-daisy.
So Alien Isolation is getting a sequel. Which,
Hey,
sure.
I
don't
got
hate
very
that
frustrated with that game.
I don't hate that game only because I think it has
I think it has the
decent
vibes.
ideas.
I think it has the vibes.
but it's practically a walking simulator.
Or it's a hide in the corner and hope that the AI doesn't spot you simulator.
It feels like a AAA reaction to the
Amnesia.
No, I actually don't think it's Amnesia. I think it's Outlast that it was
Sure.
trying to ape. I think that look, Outlast was maybe the most played horror game for 5 years. Like a significant amount of time, and then it had an indelible mark on it. the horror games.
I fucking do not care for Outlast.
I'm not saying that
Yeah.
Outlast is good. I'm
No,
saying that game spawned so many imitators and basically informed. I would even say that a lot of those games that we've seen YouTubers play, where it's like go down spoopy hallway or spoopy subway, and then find a puzzle to like survive this encounter. Like all of those horror games feel like a direct reaction. Which Outlast, yes.
Outlast itself was a reaction to Amnesia.
Amnesia. But Amnesia didn't get picked up by all of those streamers that made it cool.
Not as many.
In air quotes. Cool.
Amnesia was also a very heavily streamed game, but it wasn't as big as Outlast, sure.
Oh no, by any stretch of the word, no. So yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll tell you right now, I ain't never playing Outlast 2.
It sounds like it has even more problematic depictions.
Well, it just seems like it's edgelord to the max.
Which, to be very honest, it seems like that's the direction that.
And then
audience
Outlast
went.
Trials is like a weird multiplayer thing. And I believe it's still in early access. Yeah, like, the actual video game part of this video game is, like, painfully simple. But it's one of those things where I have to give it some recognition for doing what it is doing. Like, it's not clownish enough for me to laugh at it. Despite my desires. I saw Shiori was playing RE4 Remake. Which, I don't think she's very used to shooters.
Now everyone's playing that TCG game. It's like...
Oh, TCG Shop Simulator.
Yeah.
It's like, all of that stuff just... I mean, hey, I watched Fauna stream it. It was great. I would watch Fauna stream anything. Man, I love Fauna.
Please.
I guess to a degree,
No.
it's a great game for letting the yappers yap,
Yeah.
but also that game's actually like just a vibe.
Is it needed for the ritual?
It's just another one of those, like, simulator...
I really liked it when Corone got like one of the rarest cards in that game within 2 hours.
Yeah. I like it when Corone... plays video games.
We're doing this, whether you like it or not.
Uh-oh.
But
My dumb brother, he fucked it all up. He did the ritual. He made the goddess angry. And now the ghosts are here. Like, there's definitely, like, a little bit of Fatal Frame here. It's just, you know, not scary. So what about you? What hot 2024 games do you think you need to revisit or visit so you can have a take for the discourse?
You'll need this dagger to help lift it.
I want to finish Unicorn Overlord. Because I think it's great that someone made a modern ogre battle, even if I think that game's like
gonna sound
kind of easy.
Okay, sorry. This
Go
is
ahead.
gonna sound really weird.
Uh-huh.
I think I want to play Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown
Sure.
because I let that game slip completely.
That game seems actually good. Like, it turns out that Ubisoft can still produce games that people give a shit about.
I always meant to play 1000X Resist.
Yep.
That one's.
I have. That's been installed for a while. I feel like that entire game is hashtag my shit. In terms of some of the
hashtag my
imagery.
shit.
Yeah.
If we're for me, would have been Harold the Halibut.
Yeah. Remember when you said you would find and you got mad at me? Listen, I'm sorry that the normies, the normals, the other, hashtag the other.
And yet here we are, Braden, playing all this old shit.
Another channel ground.
I mean, I gotta
How many more will die?
I gotta
You gotta
hook the
defend the
PS2 back up.
Do you know what's a game that might make my top 10, but
Yeah.
it's gonna come off as weird for a lot of people? Animal Well. I really
Sure.
enjoyed that game.
Donkey's Animal Well.
It does me no favor to give Donkey some
Almost prophecy.
props,
But hey, seems like he is picking interesting games to publish.
any games that kind of you could look back and it's like, I'm getting close to finishing Tactical Breach Wizards. I think that game's not going to make my top 10 only because I think that game's too much of a autopilot game for me. It's like, yep, just
Yeah. I mean,
cruising through it, having a great time, cruising through it.
yeah. How do you feel about extremely dry British humor?
Tell me more.
Because people have shown me multiple jokes from Tactical Breach Wizards.
Oh, right. There's some. Well, part of it is because there are a lot. There's the older wizard dude.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of dad-based jokes.
Yeah. And it's pretty funny.
Stop! I'm still alive!
I gotta waggle. I gotta waggle. Ah!
No. You can't do this.
But yeah, man, I don't know. It's been kind of a weird.
You know.
I don't know how to start my discussions of like GOTY stuff. It's like, oh god, am I actually gonna do the thing like, it's been a year, guys.
Guys,
Got
hey,
it
remember
together.
how Microsoft fired all of those people? No, like all of them.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
And then, next month is
Extra life.
Extra Life, and I need to actually figure out what I want to do for that. I might just play PSO with Rio.
I might just play Down Under Dan.
And then maybe like a different day I just backlog it up.
I think the world needs to see Down Under Dan, Brayden.
Oh, I also need to play FF7 Rebirth.
Climber's log. 18,400 feet.
Yeah.
I'm heading for the Nyendi
Yeah.
Book Monastery.
Because I already own it.
It's awe-inspiring.
You played that,
Built
yes?
Right into the
Yeah.
living rock.
Where did you ultimately come down on it?
Since Bennett vanished, and Jomo Menmo was less than helpful. I can only
They're
hope
committing
that
to the
monk
bit,
Todd
but
Parr
not
is still alive
all the
in
way.
monastery.
That's kind of all I want to say. Point. They really did take a surreptitious route to get to where I felt like they could have gotten to this point in game one, but whatever. Combat's still good.
Oh, now I have a railgun.
I don't know.
The magical Himalayan railgun.
Time to railgun?
Time to railgun is a positive development, if anything. Yeah. Were you here? Were you here when I just discovered a new metric by which I judge games I stream, which is the dollar to anger ratio? Which is how much money did I pay for this game versus how angry is it making me?
Nyendi Book Monastery. Looks peaceful from here. But something's not right. I hope Todd Parr is still alive.
I wish this game had a little bit more going on mechanically. Because
Well,
I think it genuinely, like, does
So-
some neat vibe stuff.
I mean, like, you're playing
A Wii game.
the amalgamate. Yeah, like, the interstitial stuff was, like, weird fucking balance or gyro stuff. Like, climbing up stuff
Yeah.
required you to kind of, like, tilt things around.
Yeah.
Walking on those narrow ledges required balancing minigames, so there's a pro and a con to that. You're playing what I would say is maybe an easier version of this, but also It's very unusual. I guess it's not surprising that they didn't they made only a half-assed effort to bring this to the PC. Otherwise, this thing lived and died on it.
Yeah, this thing being on PC feels more like we need to get our money back. Gonna mantra the hell out of these ghosts.
Hello, boys.
Hello, Harley.
How we doing tonight?
I'm gonna mantra the hell out of these ghosts.
I'm sure those words mean something to somebody.
He's playing a video game where it's a horror video game set in a
The Himalayas.
Tibetan Buddhist,
Yeah.
Buddhist theme. So, could you, Harley, could you do this with any other religious culture, or I'll posit this to Harley. What if you tried to make a horror game and it was a white guy going into a location and then, oh no, vengeful spirits of Native Americans are trying to get after them? Like, could you do that? Like,
you should play Shivers 2.
Shivers too.
It really depends on what kind of vengeful spirits they are. If they're just like generic ghosty goos, that's fine. If they're actually trying to use Native American cultural spirits, that's not fine. Most Native
Beyond
American...
Two Souls did it.
Yeah, Beyond Two Souls did exactly that.
Hey, remember in that video game where Elliot Page goes to a Navajo ranch in Arizona and then helps them defeat their an ancestral evil spirit with ghost powers?
But what about this? What if the vengeful spirits are trying to take revenge that were white, that had a heritage of oppressing Native Americans in the past?
I think
then you should be playing as the vengeful spirit.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a horror game. It should be a fucking Devil May Cry clone.
Okay, go on. Devil May Cry clone, where you are... I imagine you would the developers for this would probably have to, you know, have some Native American representation, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Are you are you using like tomahawks?
Well, so here's the thing.
Is this just Assassin's Creed 3?
This is Assassin's Creed 3, but set in modern day.
Uh-huh.
Because I want to be able to Molotov cocktail a Walmart.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And it has to be it has to be a Walmart or some similar giant superstore. Because giant superstores like those are one of the major reasons why a lot of tribes are as disenfranchised as they are. Because it cuts them off from being able to, like, you know, source their own food and stuff.
Yeah, okay. I support this.
Anyways, I'm starting a new Rogue Trader run because I can't fucking help myself.
Did you at least finish one Rogue Trader campaign all the way at this point?
Nope.
Harley, what the fuck?
Why would I do that?
Harley...
I mean, listen, I cannot be too accusatory, because I definitely would restart games over and over again when I was younger. That's not an impossible behavior.
There's not a good male portrait with like a big gun. Like, I'm just noticing that. Oh, that's the kind of mustache that puts free bullets in your gun. Fortress World.
I think I'll just wait for the inevitable enhanced edition of Rogue Trader before I get back in and give that another shot.
Down there. Something glittering.
Well, I have, oh, Chris, did I tell you, the other thing I ordered a video game on eBay in addition to, purchasing this digital copy of this game on Amazon. I got, the Wii version of Dead Rising. The one that runs in the RE4 Wii Edition engine.
The one that has the atrocious number of zombies.
Yeah, because it's on the Wii, so they can only put like 10 zombies in frame at once. Yeah, which, you know, actively betrays the entire point. Of Dead Rising. Speaking of that, I'm not gonna get that Dead Rising remaster until it's cheap. I know how I feel about Dead Rising. I like those games conceptually a lot more than I like playing them. Although the Mega 64 video they did on that game, very good.
Make you 45 and you 45. Yo, a random name generator just gave me Seth.
Seth.
Rogue Trader Seth.
No, your name should be like Sethis Litinarius or something. The litany of litany's litany.
Isidorus. So we're going Fortress World Soldier.
Door isn't moving.
Because that's what Soldier
Must be
needs, is
something
the ability
else.
to make more free attacks. You know?
Yeah.
Brayden, is Space Marine 2 on your top 10 for GOTY?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that campaign is a very good dumb roller coaster. I think what the PvE stuff, like that stuff seems neat, but it also just made me reinstall Darktide.
Oh, you have Darktide installed?
I do, Harley.
We should play Darktide.
I will play some goddamn Darktide with you. Cause I've been yeah. I think the new itemization update fixes a lot of
Do you think that Space Marine 2 will have the staying power of
I think-
Darktide or Vermintide? Well,
I
not
think-
Vermintide, because that game just never died because the community
Yeah,
there
they
refused to let
put
it
out
die.
new levels for Darktide or Vermintide 2 this year.
But do you think that Space Marine 2 will have staying power?
It sold well enough that and people seem into it enough that I could see it if they put out enough stuff. Like if they are regular enough with the new levels. Yeah, absolutely.
Did I not read how this works properly? Kills an enemy. Okay. Good to know.
That's got it. So where's Todd Parr?
Okay, I guess, the 3-year-old nephew has broken his wrist.
What the fuck?
Oh, wow.
Not the one who was just here. Which is funny because, his sister, the 6-year-old, also broke her wrist recently.
Damn.
Sucks.
Okay.
I have never broken a bone that I know of. I might have broken a toe once.
Yeah, toes are easy to break. I've done bone bruises before, and I've cracked ribs before, but they weren't considered, like, worthy of repairs.
I might have broken a toe.
No, you've definitely broken a toe. There's literally nothing you can do. Like, they don't put a cast in it. They say, unless it grows incorrectly, we're not doing anything.
Yeah.
All right, so to torture Braden, because Harley is playing Rogue Trader, I found some listicles.
No.
So, Harley,
is not hearing that members of my family are in pain enough for you people?
this is for Harley. Harley,
Okay.
do you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, so this listicle is called The Best Archetypes in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader.
When was this written?
2023, so it might be a little outdated.
So,
this is like the
okay, this
updates.
is launch era balance.
Yeah, okay. Are you ready for this, Harley?
I'm ready.
Best warrior archetype. Vanguard. Reactions.
What?
Best warrior archetyped. Vanguard.
I have no feelings on this.
I don't understand. Warriors is warriors.
Okay, do you want me to read the details? Even in the easiest difficulty, playing Rogue Trader is not a walk in the park. A considerable number of the characters you can recruit for your party are fragile and will easily die if you get cornered by enemies. Because Vanguard characters have abilities to taunt enemies, they work perfectly as the distraction you need to win a fight and keep all of the characters safe.
Wow, thanks, ChatGPT.
If the Vanguard also has warrior skills, then you have a beefy tank who can also deal decent damage. In addition, that warrior's ultimate ability, Daring Breach, restores all AP and MP, giving you a chance to reposition to protect your allies or kill enemies that are getting too close to the rest of the party.
Okay, thanks, ChatGPT.
Hold on. Is not the tank archetype called Bulwark?
They believe Vanguard is better than Bulwark.
I might be misremembering what it's called, actually. Give me...
All right. The best
on.
officer archetype. Grand Strategist.
It is called Vanguard.
Grand
hold on. I wanna back up. I wanna offer the alternative. Arch Militant is better than Vanguard for Warrior, purely because Warrior into Arch Militant, if done properly, means that the enemy simply will not live to take a turn, to be a problem. The best crowd control is simply to kill your enemy. Continue.
Okay. Best officer archetype. Grand Strategist.
Let me remind myself what Grand Strategist does. I can't look at Grand Strategist.
Grand Strategist abilities allow you to create 3 different types of special areas to buff allies that are inside it. Now, by picking Officer as your first archetype, you have the ultimate ability, Finest Hour, which grants an ally an extra turn. In other words, you not only buff the whole party, but you can make it so they can constantly attack.
No, I would say Master Tactician would be the better one.
Okay.
Yeah, Grand Strategist, you just designate 3 areas, and it's a pain in the ass because you have to keep your characters in those areas to get the buffs.
My reason for saying that Master Tactician is better is because Master Tactician has a similar ultimate ability but it's just better. Master Tactician allows you to pick a 3x3 area, and every single member of your party, if they can see the enemy in that area and have a weapon and have weapons in range, just immediately attack every single zone. Just put, like, basically make it so that the only thing in the zone is the boss. Look at the boss, and you just go fucking kill that guy. And all 5 other members of your party go fucking killing that guy.
And they all take a shot, yeah. Or a swing.
Or a swing, and it's great. Continue.
Okay. Best operative archetype. Bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Their reasoning. In a game where positioning is extremely important, very few guns shine as much as snipers do in Rogue Trader and Bounty Hunter with operative skills is the best archetype for this. A character with this combination of archetypes becomes the main source of damage in your party due to its capacity to inflict penalties onto enemies to increase the damage they receive. In addition to this, Bounty Hunter has one of the strongest skills when it comes to raw power. The archetype's ultimate ability, Wild Hunt, can deal up to plus 300% damage to a single target. Depending on how much you upgrade it, it's basically a boss killer.
I mean, the reasons for why it's good were wrong, but it is the best archetype for operative.
You can't let ChatGPT you can't expect ChatGPT to know that.
Also good are assassin, but that works better if you're playing like a melee operative instead of a ranged operative. Because that's also always an option. There's none of your operative abilities say they have to be ranged attacks. I mean, your choices in operative abilities are melee or sniper. No in between, really.
Okay. We got one last one. Okay.
Yeah.
The best soldier archetype. Arch Militant.
I have no strong
Arch
feelings on
Militant
this.
characters focus on hitting as many enemies with as many guns as possible. The archetype's kit rewards your character for keeping attacking and using different types of weapons. This playstyle is enhanced by having the soldier abilities, an archetype that, among the initial ones, stands out as a great damage dealer and great with burst guns.
Again.
The 2 ultimate abilities you end up having, Soldier's Firearm Mastery and Arch Militant's Steady Superiority, are perfect tools for finishing a fight in one turn by only having a flamethrower or a shotgun.
They're right, but I don't like it.
This comes from GameSpot. The best origins to choose for your character. Best support role origin. Commissar.
Here's the best origin for. It's the only way to win is not to play.
What makes the Commissar one of the best origins in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is that it synergizes well with the officer origin and the concept of granting more action points or movement points to allies.
Okay.
As you can see, and then it's a screenshot.
How many-
Commissars can either mark a hostile with at all costs, or they can shoot on. Oh God.
How many
Their
articles
teammates.
are just
That might sound funny at first glance, but that's just how things are in the Warhammer 40k universe. Other perks that further give boosts based on granting extra turns may also affect this particular mechanic.
So the actual best support origin is Noble, because it allows you to point at one of your teammates, designate them your servant, and then every single buff you give to them afterwards also gives them a stacking +5 to every single characteristic they have. Which is insane.
Okay. Best frontline and momentum-based origin. Ministorum Priest.
I mean, yeah, because it's the only origin that generates momentum, sure. I mean, if we're handing out trophies for being slightly less mediocre.
Another great pick for the best origin in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is the Storm Priest. This is viable for those who like to strike enemies at close range, and those who stack willpower because of these following traits. The Ministorum Priest works best for frontline fighters who use burst weapons like Sister Argenta, a recruitable companion. The use of Warhymn is also viable due to most battles having dozens of enemies, perfect for amassing a lot of momentum and casting a heroic ability early on.
Okay, except, and I'm sorry to butt in here again, you can't be... Sister Argenta can't be a Ministorum Priest origin, because one, she's an NPC character and you don't get to pick her origin, and two, she's a Sister of Battle, which is a similar but slightly better version of Ministorum Priest.
Wait, you're telling me these low effort guide articles are low effort?
They could have better effort.
How many... I want you to do an SEO check. And I want you to see how many articles you can find that directly compare Rogue Trader with Baldur's Gate 3.
I don't know what those words mean.
Search engine optimization.
I now know what that word means.
It's the fun hell way of putting enough keywords in your articles that Google will put them on the first result.
Okay, last one. Best spellcaster origin.
There's only one.
Hold on.
There's only-
Can I guess?
Is it
Can I
Sanctioned
guess?
Psyker?
Is it Sanctioned Psyker?
Yeah, because it's literally the only one for that.
It's-
What the fuck? Why did you
Welcome
put
to
this
the
here? There's only
Nimby
one.
Book
Actually,
Monastery,
it's not
young
the only
Eric.
one. It's
But the
not.
other one
I
sucks
have
ass
been
compared to
expecting
Sanctioned
you.
Psyker.
Hold on.
I
It
fear
doesn't.
your
Actually,
journey
you're wrong
until
about
now
that. But
has
it's
been
not the
a
only
confusing
one.
one.
If
Perhaps
you recruit
I can make things
Cassia.
clearer.
and
A year
then
ago, I
send
was
her
studying
away,
in the monastery library
you gain
when
the
a
ability
trick of
to
the light
go
revealed
to
that the
the
ancient
guy who
manuscript
makes
I was
mercenaries
reading was
and
actually
make
a
a custom
palimpsest,
navigation.
a scroll
Okay.
that had been written on,
So it's not
scraped
the
Okay.
off,
only one.
and
It's
used
just the
again.
only one at the
What
start of
lay
the game.
underneath was
Alright,
a breathtaking discovery.
Because I hate myself, I also
Location
clicked
of an
GameSpot's by the same
ancient
author.
Tama
Their
is a key
their Rogue
piece
Trader
of
companion tier list.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
Do we want to call
There-
out this author by name?
no, because they're actually a decent person.
Okay.
I've seen them on social media. They have 1 S tier character, 2 A tier characters, 2 B plus tier characters, 4 characters that are B regular tier, and then 1 C tier character.
All right, so you said they had 1 S tier character?
1.
Is it
All right,
Cassia?
So whoever is in S tier is going to tell us a lot about what this dude searches up on the internet. Start at the bottom.
Braden
Start
is
at the bottom.
correct. Oh,
God,
sorry.
you ruined it.
All right, so their C tier character.
It's what's her name? Jay.
Yep, you
It's,
Her
called
name
it.
is
Yeah.
actually pronounced Jai, but continue.
Jai. Sadly, Jai isn't someone you want to bring along unless a mission specifically concerns her. She's got the officer archetype, which means she can give teammates an extra turn. That sounds good. You just advocated that that was a good ability.
Well, no, the issue is that Jai is split down the middle.
Yeah, I know what you're
She can either give you extra turns and buff a character, or she can do her own.
And I guess they do
damage.
make the point of, like, that's cool on paper until you realize the fact that Cassia has that, as well as navigator powers.
Mhm.
All right,
Cassia's
so that's
Cassia's just a better officer,
that's
and
that's
Jai's
basically
not
the,
and Jai's not very good as just a straight up fighter.
yeah, that's the point that they make. Okay, so the B regular characters. So remember, they have a B plus and B regular.
Abelard.
I'd be regular all the time.
So this is the part where we again get the part where ZP pronounces everything incorrectly. Idira,
No, you got that one right.
Heinrichs,
Got that one right.
Sure. Yeah.
the Space Wolf,
Yeah.
Ulfar,
I was gonna say, is he in there as the Space Wolf and not just Ulfar? That's crazy.
the Space Wolf Ulfar, I guess.
Is that it?
No, they put the Dark Elf, the Dark
Oh,
Eldar in
Marazai.
here. Marazai. So those are the B regular tier.
Their mantras.
All right. I mean, I agree with most
Maybe
of those.
record
That's
on
not
tape.
terrible.
All right, and now the B plus characters are Abelard and Pascal.
Sure.
Abelard. You got Pascal right. I disagree. Abelard is.
You just had Abelard deal with all of those dialogue choices, didn't you, like everyone else?
Abelard is my right-hand man, my confidant, my little bunny.
Your cheerleader.
He is my sweet baby boy, and I will have no slander against him in this chat.
And yeah, and also he's like, back in my day, we used listen here, boss. You know, in the olden ways, we used to just send a couple enforcers down to the lower decks to teach the poors what.
I guess the problem is that once you get Yearlet and Sister Argenta, like, it can be a little difficult for him to even reach or get to a hostile enemy before he gets a turn.
Again, that's why you make him an arch-militant.
He's just so slow for that mid-game.
He's really not. Like, he's
Alright.
really not.
Alright. We have 2 characters that are in A tier. Yearlet and Sister Argenta.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
And then S tier is Cassia.
This person's a little bit of a freak. This listicle author, a little freaky.
I mean, Cassia always gets her turn first, depending on how you're building your character.
And all of her buffs are ridiculous, and even her damage abilities are pretty fucking good.
She's like, her skills are Persuasion, Commerce, Coercion, and Lore.
Those are all useful skills.
Those are all very useful skill.
I mean,
Unless you need the tech ones, then you bring Pascal.
the irony, of course, is that Pascal is also good at all those things because this is actually funny. Cassia has a talent you can take that makes all of those lore skills based on her fellowship. Pascal has a talent that makes all the fellowship skills based on his fucking intelligence. They're both the best skill
Prepare
monkeys in the
yourself
game.
to face the terrible spirit that
I don't think
awaits
we're disagreeing.
inside the sanctum.
On
you
that
should
note,
know.
though,
I'm not
it's a
exactly a praying
single-player
man.
game for the most
Prayer
part.
is not
Just
necessary.
turn the skill check
Sit.
difficulty down.
Become calm.
I actually
Enter within
yes.
yourself. You will know when
If you're having
are
a hard
ready.
time beating Rogue Trader, there's really no shame in just dropping the skill difficulty down. Because that game do be bullshitty sometimes.
Perfect. You learn quickly. Continue. You are doing well.
Okay, hold on. So this shot was a 75% chance to hit. And then I used run and gun, which made me winded, which gave me a -10 to ballistic skill. Changed it from 75% chance to hit to a 45% chance to hit. Why did it go down so much?
You are ready to move on. But I have hard news for you.
Why?
I believe your brother's spirit may have passed into the
Where is
bardo.
this penalty coming from?
You mean he's dead?
Not exactly. It is possible for a
Is it 'cause he
spirit to
already got
return
shot?
from the bardo.
Do enemies
dead.
get a bonus to dodge?
But if his body's
they've
up there, I'm
already
going to
been
find it.
shot?
Do not give up on Frank yet. This scroll
think
will
that's
introduce you to Master Lama Kenpo. He will tell you about the bardo, how it might be entered, how a soul might be retrieved.
I don't believe a word of it, but thanks all the same.
I don't believe in this silly ghost stuff.
Climber's log. 18,700 feet. Right below Dige Gonchen. Biggest monastery in the entire province. Library jammed with centuries of wisdom. But I need to find the abbot.
Pew.
Kengpo Jigme Lingpa. He's the one
What?
who will help me
I said pew.
Oh.
Also, do you have any more listicles?
find Frank.
Got any more of that?
Okay,
more of that,
you want some listicles? Let me see if I can give you that brush.
Got any more of that? Got any more juice?
Oh boy. Oh man. Oh man. This is a good one. This one's just funny. Okay, boy, I don't.
You're
Okay.
making me upset already, preemptively.
I'm gonna read the title to this one, and I think you're gonna get why I was laughing for this one. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Top 10 best Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Top 10 best Star Wars KOTOR characters ranked.
Okay.
So they're ranked by storyline and contributions to story.
Okay. I'm going to refill my water. You have fun.
Idira, scream that man to death.
Ollie, have you played KOTOR? Knights of the Old Republic?
Yeah, but not recently.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll get a kick out of this. Ugh, man. Listicles are bad. I love them. Oh, man. I love life. I wish it was less bullshit, but yeah, I love life.
The real secret to making Abelard move faster, by the way, there's a pair of boots you can get for him in like Act 3 that make it so that if you kill an enemy, he resets the cooldown on charge, and charge no longer costs action points.
I found another listicle that's gonna make Brayden want to kill me.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna read
after
this KOTOR one. I'm gonna read this
Yeah.
KOTOR one first, but this one is called "The 10 Best Games Where Players Shape the Story."
Why did you miss the 75% chance flank shot?
Because the game do be bullshit.
Fuck it, burst fire.
People do be bullshitting.
People do be bullshitting.
Okay. Ah, this list. This
Yeah,
KOTOR.
okay, so it's just Idira. Is it something about her fucking bolter?
Okay.
What?
Brayden, you gotta come back. I gotta read you this list. Brayden, you have to come back. I need to read you this list.
The fuck do you have so many stat points, Argenta? Come you get so many stat points?
Brayden, are you back? Brayden?
I don't think he's back yet.
Okay.
Okay, have you listicled yet?
No, I was waiting for you because I
Oh.
got another one after this. Okay, number 10. I'm only gonna read the title, and then I'm gonna read the byline. And if you want more details, if either of you requests more details, then I will read the rest. Okay. So again, these are 10 best Star Wars KOTOR characters ranked. And again, the modifier being this is characters that have left a lasting impression on the Star Wars universe and the fans who journeyed through the Old Republic. Number 10.
Now I'm going as mental as the rest of them.
Cartho
I could
Nassi
swear I
has
had a
trust
vision of
issues,
Bennett.
but players trust him with their
If the bald chap turns out to be
lives.
Kenpo,
Betrayal
then
runs
I'll
deep
really
in
be
one of
freaked
the
out.
Republic's finest.
Okay.
He's the most boring fucking vanilla ice cream character. The fact that if you pick a female character, he's your default romance option sucks. Brayden, do you have anything?
I have nothing to say.
Okay, this one's
Every BioWare game needs a Karth,
because white women want.
because you need a
characters
boring normal
calm.
man.
Okay.
Well, see, but the problem is that every BioWare game does need a Karth. It's just that Karth is the worst of them.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
Karth is
Jacob's
like the
pretty bad.
Yeah, oh wait, yeah, Jacob in Mass Effect 2.
I don't think Jacob in Mass Effect 2 is a Karth. I think Miranda is the Karth.
Ooh. No, Karth isn't racist, though.
No, Miranda is The ass.
Okay. Number 9. Again, these are characters that made a lasting impression on the community for their storylines and the things that you do with them in the game, right? Number 9, T3M4.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the droid. T3M4 may be small, but this tiny droid has a big impact. Some would say it's the
I'm
R2-D2
so angry
of the
right now.
Old Republic.
This little... You may say that Chris Zombie Pirate Redacted's annoying listicle bit is similar to Travis McElroy's Sad Libs, in that it's unfunny and mostly exists to annoy the people he's in the voice call with. And you would be right. However, the charming nature of Braden's annoyance makes the listicles worthwhile.
The card of Dragon Age is
Alistair.
okay.
Alistair's
Number
the
8.
card.
Arguably the best of the cards.
Yeah, because at least he's a weeb virgin boy.
In Dragon Age 2, the Karth is fucking Carver or Bethany.
Yeah, probably Carver. Maybe, even though you're not banging them, your brother, if you go with female character.
Yeah, Carver and Bethany are the Karths of Dragon Age 2.
All right, number 8.
Hold on. I always get this wrong. Does the witch sibling live? Is that based on your gender?
It's based
or
on your class.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never.
So, yeah, if you're a mage, then Carver lives. If you're a rogue or a warrior, then Bethany lives.
Because you have to have at least one
Mage. Yeah.
mage character, because then...
Determination.
Boy, that game sure is better if you pick the mage, though.
Yeah, the story sure does work better.
Okay, so number 8. It's the character that Braden and I even do jokes about. It's Canderous Ordo.
Yeah.
Canderous Ordo is pure Mandalorian muscle with the wisdom of a warrior, a battle-hardened mercenary fighting for honor and a worthy challenge.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Number 7. Above Canderous Ordo. Zalbar! It's Zalbar! Zalbar towers in size and heart on a quest for honor. That's literally just something you said in the previous category. Okay, a Wookiee with a mission driven by loyalty and ritual.
I hate this.
I got one more for you, and it's gonna make you die. Alright, no, I got a listicle after this one.
I will stop playing this game.
Braden, please let me get through this one, and let me just read the title.
Okay.
For the next list,
Okay.
Okay. I think you can get through
Go
this.
fuck yourself. Okay.
Okay. Number 6. Mission Vayao.
No.
Keeps the crew grounded in the harshest corners of the galaxy. A Twilight teen with straight smarts and starry-eyed hope.
She's the worst.
It's just Val. It's Mission Val.
It's Mission Veo.
It is not.
They pronounce it Mission Veo in the video
They
game.
are wrong.
If you pronounce it if the way the name is pronounced in the video game is how I pronounce it, that's my hot take.
She's also likewise.
She's also the worst party member.
Yeah. No,
because
I think Zalbar
Zalbar at least has really high strength.
But you really only use him for fucking that one mission on
for
Kashyyyk,
Terrace, and then also when you're forced to bring him in Kashyyyk.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
all right. So I want you to note that they put Mission Vayao on this list, and there's going to be a character who is better that is not on the list. Okay.
All
right. So number 5 is Bastila Shan.
Yeah.
Bastila Shan is a Jedi Knight torn between light and
She's
dark.
a
This
tsundere.
Jedi carries the Republic's burden while teetering on both sides of the Force.
She's a tsundere.
And if we're actually talking about characters that are the most interesting and story-based one, number 4, Jolie Bindo actually should be number 1 because he's the best character in the game.
He's the best character in that game. Yeah.
Like that trial sequence you have with him on the
his
Manon,
personal quest is really good.
It's the best quest in the entire game, and the fact that it's missable sucks. So Jolie Bindo is a self-exiled gray Jedi questioning the Council. Jolie's wisdom lies in walking the fine line of light and dark. Wait, didn't you just say that about fucking Bastila?
You have to fill the word count so that the AI-generated article.
I'm actually also like surprised that this character is not number 1, but they decided to actually go with like the story characters. HK-47 is number 3.
Sure.
HK-47 brings both firepower and dark humor. How many times are you gonna use the word firepower to describe these characters? To the party,
I mean, that is all he brings to the party.
A loyal and lethal assassin with a taste for calling humans meatbag.
Yep.
Like, I get where you're coming from. That is literally all he brings to the party.
Yeah.
People like the fact that he's funny.
People like that he calls people meatbags and is very polite about murder. And
Also,
don't get me wrong.
This is crazy.
Isn't he also a raid boss
dead
in
already.
the MMO?
Yeah,
he
was.
Well,
And then
he
you
was a
defeat
raid boss
him.
in Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, and you defeat him, and when you defeat him, also, Braden, this whole walking sequence sucks so much more on the Wii.
Yeah.
When you defeat HK-47, you push him onto a conveyor belt. He then gets sent into a factory assembly line and then turned into a jetpack. And then now you have a jetpack that does HK-47 sound bites as you use it.
That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, actually. Number 2, Darth Malak.
Darth Malak is literally a mustache-twirling evil villain.
From apprentice to Sith Lord, Darth Malak takes a power-hungry plunge. A menacing Sith Lord who stops at nothing for power.
I hate you.
He's probably dead already.
I just want you to know.
Doomed by his own arrogance.
Number 1.
Number 1, go fuck yourself.
Darth Revan. Revan's legendary path to Jedi, Sith, or somewhere in between.
You are Darth
Revan's
Revan!
legacy.
You
Revan's
fucking...
legacy. He's the legacy that reshaped the galaxy and players' expectations.
I'm muting you.
No,
I'm muting you. I'm going to mute you.
Please stop. I'm not gonna say anymore.
Chris Zombie Pie Redacted's annoying but insightful.
This is crazy.
Listicles.
He's probably dead already.
Bring a lot of firepower to arbitrary water streams.
They put on Mission Vayout, and they also did this bullshit with Darth Malak and Revan. Juhani is not on this list.
Yeah, probably because the robot who wrote this list didn't get Juhani.
The robot that wrote this list is fucking lesbophobic.
Yeah. Also...
Okay. So... the 10 best.
Can't.
The 10 best.
Okay, I actually want to see this cutscene. Sorry. Oh, wait, no.
It's
All
just
right.
that.
Okay, so Braden,
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this title.
Okay.
10 best games where players shape the story.
Nope. You're gonna stop right now.
Hold on. I want to hear this, so ZP, you and I are gonna go...
No, I just... Braden, I swear to God, I'm only gonna read you the number 10
Is
game
the number
on
1
this.
game The Walking Dead?
No, I actually need to read you the number 10, and then also I want to just skip to number 1. That's all I'm gonna do, okay? Number 10. Detroit Become Human.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Detroit Become Human lets players call the shots in a revolution.
I hate you.
And what's number 1?
I hate you and wish you displeasure. I wish you, much like my 3-year-old nephew, would attempt to do a backflip off a couch and then break your wrist.
Damn. You really said die about it.
Okay, number 1.
Uh-huh.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Eat shit.
Horse
You
shit.
are bringing nothing to anyone. You are repeating a void. You are contributing to the muck.
So,
Wait, are you saying this about me or?
Yes,
about what I
I'm
just
talking
said?
about you. You are repeating low-effort AI-generated trash and perpetuating it.
So, just out of curiosity, is there actually any meaningful changes you could make to the story of Baldur's Gate?
I'm glad you asked, because the subtitle says Baldur's Gate 3 is a new game every time you play it.
Is that true?
I love you.
Like, Baldur's Gate 3 will notice enough things and remark on enough things to make it feel like you are doing a lot, even if...
I'm in no shape to pull this off. I should be climbing after Frank. And instead I'm chasing delusions in some old monastery.
Okay.
Even if, like, the
That's it.
major
No more-
beats
no
of the
more
game are the
listicles.
same regardless.
I won't say anything more.
Okay.
There were some other funny things in there that Braden
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
want.
here's my top 10 list. Top 10 dubious CRPGs you should play.
Silver. Oh wait, no.
I haven't played Silver yet. Number 10.
Descent to Undermountain? No,
No,
that's number
no one should play Descent to Undermountain.
Raven's Call.
I haven't played Raven's Cry either. Number 10. Two Worlds.
Okay, yeah.
Number 9. Black Geyser. Number 8. The Technomancer, but specifically the part where that lady eats a rock and dies. And then stop playing. Number 7.
Mars Warlog.
No, Mars Warlogs is like hateful and miserable. Number 7.
Divine Cybermancy.
No.
The monks never wanted Frank up there.
Oh, how about
I'm trying to follow.
Divine Divinity?
What if I can't trust them?
Sure. I wouldn't call Divine Divinity dubious. That game's actually totally fine.
How about Divinity 2?
Yeah. Divinity 2, Director's Cut. Number 6.
Gotta throw in some more.
Neverwinter Nights, Mysteries 2, Mysteries of Westgate.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go with Storms of Zahir.
No. I need to play Mysteries of Westgate.
Frank can't possibly
Because
be alive.
that thing seems like a...
What the hell am I doing?
I can't believe they charged money for that in like as a retail expansion sort of thing. Number 5. Wizards and Warriors.
Yep.
It's just good. Number 4.
Have you done a Piranha Bytes game yet?
Number 4, Risen 1. Number 3, let's see, I'm trying to remember what the highlights were when I Let's say, number 3 is Dungeon Lords.
Wait, so is the top game on your list the most dubious or the
No,
most
the dubious game
recommendable?
people should most play.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. What's a good number 3? I need to look at my fucking list. Arcanum. It's Arcanum. Number 2.
You certainly
Where did
got that
Abelard's
prophecy
turn
wrong,
go?
didn't you? I've got a climber dead on the mountain and no treasure to show for it.
The Terma has not left the mountain, so it is not for us to say yet whether the prophecy is true. As for treasure, the value of the Terma lies
Lost
only
Kingdoms
in the
2?
wisdom it reveals.
Bollocks, you old fraud.
That's not a CRPG.
We both know the
Oh,
possessor
I'm
of
just
the
thinking of
Terma will
RPGs.
become
Yeah.
immortal. You can sit there on your ass and chant if you want. I'm going to retrieve the Terma myself. I know you're out there, Simmons. You want to fight ghosts while your brother freezes? Fine. But I'm going back to base camp while there's still time.
Might and Magic's 9?
Might
Yeah.
rescue Frank, even if you won't.
So that's 2.
Yeah, and then number
I
1,
recognize you.
Dungeon
The
Lords.
vision.
yeah, Dungeon Lords
That's
again.
impossible.
No, I'm just kidding.
Perhaps you are recalling a photograph of me that you saw when you met Todpa.
The
Let's
most
see.
the most necessary.
The most
dubious
necessary dubious RPG.
What the fuck?
Let me look at my dubious RPG list.
game. We already said Divinity 2.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, put Ultima 9 on that.
Yeah, Ultima 9.
Number 1.
Ultima 9 is number 1, probably. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if someone asks you, what do you mean by dubious RPG? Give them Ultima 9.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, I don't actually want to play this.
I don't want to play this. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I forget, is Baldur's Gate Siege of Dragonsphere actually dubious?
No.
Or is it just the weird reaction to it was dubious? Or the fact that it came out in the first place dubious?
I think the fact that it exists is weird.
Forces World Build is starting to come online. I just took 3 burst fire attacks in a single turn.
Can I also say in that listicle about games that are the best games with players that have impactful choices, there were 2 David Cage games on it.
Of course there were.
Isn't that most of his games?
Yeah, except for the fact that your choices don't actually matter in any of those games.
No, I meant just I was making fun of him having a small library of games.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's actually a good joke.
How long do I need to do this?
What? You have to keep doing it until the star's in the middle.
Press space when the bell is audible.
See? You gotta move it.
This is fucking murder on my wrist.
Say something slightly controversial. I think this was easier on the Wiimote because you just had to like do a circular motion.
The Bardo is the realm of
Very
the
simple
afterlife.
circular motion.
It is the intermediate stage one passes through between death and rebirth. The first Bardo comes at the moment of death. If one is truly enlightened, one can enter Nirvana at that instant. Most souls pass into the second Bardo, which is divided into 2 parts and which lasts for 2 weeks. During the first 7 days, the departed soul encounters the peaceful deities.
I think these
During the
comic
second
book
7
cutscenes
days,
do a pretty good job.
the
of
soul
filming
meets
that.
the wrathful deities.
Yeah.
Hideous, terrifying demons who torture, howl, and scream. The soul who can remain calm and recognize that the wrathful deities are really the peaceful deities in disguise may pass to enlightenment. If the soul enters the third Bardo, it encounters the Lord of Death who passes judgment upon it using the mirror of karma. If the soul fails, it is drawn earthwards towards rebirth and yet another cycle in this world of sorrow. Your brother has used the power of the Terma to enter the Bardo while still alive. He is wandering in the nether regions, trapped between worlds, powerless to move either forward or backward. It is still possible for him to return to this life, to be reunited with his earthly body. But for him to do so, Eric, you yourself must enter the Bardo, search for your brother, and help him to return.
Climber's log. Oh, screw that.
Brendan, how many David Cage games have you actually played?
I have personally played Detroit and Beyond Two Souls.
I've played Indigo Prophecies, Heavy Rain.
I've got to find Frank and get out of here. Quick.
And Detroit. As a kid, Indigo Prophecies was actually good.
Alright, I'm going to actually look up how much longer I have of this game, and that will determine how much more I will play tonight.
The listicles took a toll on Braden. I
Hey,
apologize.
So, for my Road Trader people,
Yeah.
the Soldier's Rapid Reload makes the first reload free.
Mm-hmm.
But Fortress World's Spare Magazine makes the first reload free.
Alright.
Does this give me 2 reloads for free?
I still have a couple hours left, it seems like. So we're going to call it here for tonight.
Okay.
That was Cursed Mountain. It was very cursed. Joku, do you want to point some breaks? Break some points. Liberate. Tech Bro Island. Alright, fantastic.
No listicles during that.
Yeah. Okay, Bralkin's playing Ark the Lad 2, I think? No, he's playing this game called Star Ocean 3.
Alright, gents.
Just remember that Fate Line God. Something, Fate Line God. Alright, see ya.
Something, Fate Line God.